So
Think about
yeah,
Secret Lovers by Atlantic Star, that type of we both can't have each other, but
right,
and as a kid,
right,
you listen, you don't understand the dynamics of what's going on, but you can enjoy the story that's been
right.
told by those lyrics. Okay.
It's a great
Um,
record too, man.
yeah,
I still remember the video for that record.
yeah, I still do. I still do. Brian Alexander Morgan said the same thing when I interviewed him about Week, where
That guy,
Shantae Moore was he was signed to J. King and Shantae Moore was under the camp, and he
yep.
felt the same weight about her, but he knew he couldn't have her, so he wrote the Week about a lustful relationship if he could have her, something. Did she ever
Yeah,
find out
that
that
guy.
she? Hmm?
Can I just say for the record,
Yeah.
Brian Alexander Morgan to me is like the most underrated, like superstar songwriter producer that I've come across. You know, I don't know if he watches your show or sees this as a surprise, but
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
guys, so mega talented, man. And you know, when we and you know, during the time when you're young, and I don't I don't know if I ever really expressed to a lot of those guys because there's like some kind of rivalry going on, specifically with the artist producers, like with Devontae and me. Like I, we 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 always respected each other and liked each other, but there's always kind of like this sort of like ego kind of thing that happens with guys, specifically at that time. One of the things I like about this generation, Gen Z artists are much more collaborative and much more willing to you know to share their creativity with each other. But that guy, I always thought, man, this dude is unbelievable.
Oh,
So shout to him. I
yeah.
forgot the question.
Yeah. No, no, no. So,
I,
um,
I just I just always want this guy his respect, man.
yeah, and I'll pass it on to him because John B said the same thing recently, and he reposted that. So, but when you came up with it and when the guys first heard it, did they recognize, wow, this is was it? Did they recognize, wow, this is powerful compared to what you've done in the past, or?
Yeah, this sort of goes back to what I was saying earlier about when like hmm, literally everyone and everyone who heard that from the jump just reacted to it. It was and and this is what we say, like something else you hear artists advised to. You have to have confidence,
Mm,
and you have to believe. If you don't believe, then no one believes.
mm.
You know what gives you belief? When the music is good. Sean, the coach of my football team here in New Orleans Saints, the former coach, now he's coach of another team. He would say uh, confidence comes from demonstrated ability over time, and I really believe that was evidence of that. Right? Yes, you stick your chest out once. You just simply play something and people react. You're not.
Mm,
Oh, it's not a. What do you think? Hey, you think you should when the comment when it starts with that? No, when it's Jesus, like what is that?
mm.
Or just my favorite reaction is nothing, where it's just
Wow.
or, wow, and we got a lot of that, and it gave me just a tremendous amount of confidence, and delusional amount of confidence, and that wound up being what was the jump off because once we recorded that and everyone started reacting to it, um, it again, there's always a confluence of events and good fortune and luck.
Mm,
We were lucky that one of the most powerful radio stations in the United States was right there in DC. It was very influential. There was a guy, the guy who was programming the station at the time, wound up sort of changing the face of how pop music was programmed all over the United States. It wound up becoming probably the most powerful, pop music programmer in the United States, and he was in charge of music at this radio station at the time, a guy named Jay Stevens. So it just so happened that, again, luck. I'm a baseball player. I'm coming back off of injury, just rounding myself back into shape.
Mm.
And right about that time, literally right next to my apartment was a baseball field. And this radio station was having a sort of charity softball game. And I was so, again, delusionally determined. It was like the radio personalities versus, I don't know, some of their sponsors or local politician, celebrity type thing. I somehow got on the field and just worked my way into the opposite side, the sort of whatever the group playing against the radio personalities. I got myself on that team and started playing with them. And I'm a college baseball player, so I'm out there going berserk. I mean, like 3 home runs, like I'm just running all on, fast. I'm running like a 440 at that time. I'm like just running all over the place. And so, because I'm just, trying to figure out a way to show up, right? And so afterward, these guys are like, man, who are you, man? Like, and so I'm like, oh, I play college baseball. Like, oh, okay. That actually makes us feel better. You're not out here just trashing us. At the time, there's a DJ there. One of the popular hosts, a guy named Paco Lopez. He's got a show. He's super popular, and he's on the other team playing softball. And he was the one who were like, man, you're a ringer. I should have known something was going on. And this guy is awesome, though, because he created a make it or break it show. He basically created a platform for independent artists, local musicians to kind of showcase. And so in his show, once a day, he would basically take 3 records from local people that he ran across, and he'd put it on the radio, and have the people say, make it or break it. You guys call in, and if you like it, it's make it. If it's not, break it. No. So when after the game, that softball game, I had my tape with me. I carried my demo tape with me everywhere. And so I said, man, make it or break it. You gotta play this song. And he loves to tell this story. And he said, okay, look, man, I can't make any promises to you, but if I like it, I'll play it. And he said, I gave him a firm handshake, looked at him and said, oh, you'll like it. And he said that intrigued him. So he played it on the way, like right in the car, on his way home. And as soon as I got home, he was on my voicemail.
Wow.
Saying, man, I don't know. This song is great. I'm going to play this on my show. And I just want you to know. And so he did. Maybe 5 days later, I think he called me and said, I'm going to play it tonight. And he did. And we were in the studio. I remember it that night. And he played it. And I tried to rig the system, calling in myself. I had all our friends were calling. Yeah, I'm Leroy. I love this record. Just making a voice to be different dudes. And, trying to rig it and say, yeah, you got to make this one, man. I've never heard. The phone lines were flooded, and we stopped calling ourselves, but the calls kept coming, and people just kept asking them to play it. And this is the time where, radio's programmed like that would be now. It doesn't happen. You don't need it now, streaming, but something like that was just like really unheard of. And then that guy who was running the station, Jay Stevens, what they call consulting, where like you have like the same like 30 people basically programming all the music across all of radio in the United States. That sort of cottage industry of programming music was just taking off. And this guy was sort of spearheading it. So he was consulting with a station in Phoenix and a station in Seattle and a station in the Bay Area. So He took that demo tape, made copies, sent it to those radio stations and all those other where he had connections, and it just started. People just started asking for it more and more. And at the time, I'm working angles. I'm still calling the labels, still doing my hustle. I've been at it for, probably a year at this point. And they're just like, I've sent them demos of If I Ever Fall in Love, these labels, and they're just not reacting to one A&R guy, to his credit, a guy named Charles Dixon, heard it and thought it was great. Everyone else pretty much ignored it. And it was If I Ever Fall in Love as is, the version that went out. Oh yeah. As is. It was sat, in A&R guy's office, and they heard it and just didn't get it, which was cool. I even kept I think my brother kept a letter from one sort of big A&R guy that was just like, it's cool, I just don't hear it, just not keep working. My brother kept that letter.
Wow.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that kind of.
And somewhere in between
us, or even loving us, on which I didn't miss you.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay.
They don't understand what those boys do in all spirits.
Play it.
These guys, they all work together.
I mean, I love all different genres.